Ladies and gentlemen, do me a favour, put your hands together. And will you please welcome our first act, who came here for a quiet pint and unfortunately got dragged up. Liam Wilcock.
Yeah! Woo! I've got to say, it's great doing a gig in Fareham, because when I'm in a crowded room, I usually have to apologise when I go, hey, I'm Liam, and I'm a comedian from Fareham. I apologise for that. But it's funny, because my neighbour came out this morning, and he was like, where are you going, Liam? And I was like, well, I've got a gig tonight. And he gave me a thumbs up, and he was like, well, good luck, man. Stay safe. And I was like, that's really nice, actually. So I retorted with the same question. I was like, well, what are you doing tonight? And he was like, oh, well, I'm just going to stay at home and smoke some crack in there. And that's when I realised, oh, yeah, I live in a bed-sitting Fareham. So I didn't know what to say, you know. So I was just like, all right, well, you stay safe. Don't go smoking that crack responsibly now. I've been using these dating sites, man, and it's rough, you know. Because I swear, if you say you're anything lower than 6 foot, they look at you as if you're a hobbit on those things. And I'm like, I might have hairy feet, right? Sure. And I got catfished on one of these things, right? And that's when you're seeing someone who's pretending to be someone that they're not. And it was going great. I was having a laugh. She was having a laugh. But on the first day, I looked into her eyes, and she looked into mine. She only turned out to be a bloody human. I was under the assumption I was dating a fish. And another thing that gets me about these apps is everybody's like, there's no genuine man on these things. Where's all the genuine men, you know? And I'm like, well, I'm a genuine man. I've got a penis and everything. I'm messaging him like, didn't you get all those dick pics I sent you? I wrote Liam on the side of it, so I'm just fucking with you. All I could fit was Leah. Princess Leah was all I could fit. And another thing that does my head in is people keep bragging about owning a house. Like that's something to brag about, you know. I'm like, yeah, well I own like 50,000 comic books. You don't see me bragging about it. It's twice as much as your house. Oh, by the way, I own 50,000 comic books. Imagine if that got me a date, right? Imagine if I got a date, you know. Come on guys, it's not that hard. And she was like, where do you live? I'm like, oh shit, I didn't finish that one. I live in a castle. And she's like, yeah? That sounds rich. I was like, yeah, I live in this castle made out of my 50,000 comic books. It's actually the only investment I ever made. If I made a better investment, like owning a house, I might get laid once or twice more a year. Which means I'll be getting laid once or twice a year. I did a stupid thing, I've got to say, people. I subscribed to an OnlyFans. I know, my mate, he was like, what are you doing, Liam? You know, they're just going to take advantage of you, these people. I was like, well, you didn't see what I saw, right? You didn't see what I saw, and hey, I love women. You know, I felt sorry for her. And he's like, how can you feel sorry for her? She's going to take advantage, take all your money. And I was like, well, again, you didn't see what I see, because I scrolled for a whole profile, and I looked at every photo. And from what I could tell, she couldn't afford any clothes. And I do not know that, right? Because if I knew I could make money being naked, I think that's genius. I'd be naked right now. I don't care about the heating or anything. And if you didn't like it, well, too tough luck, buddy. Because I'm a hard man. Wait, I'm a hard-working man. Trying to make a living. And another funny thing, I went to my mate the other day, and I was like, I had a dream the other night. And he was like, yeah. And I said, yeah, I did. But I had a dream I had sex with your nan. Actually. He was like, what? I was like, yeah, well, I was making love for her, and she was making love to me. And you weren't there, by the way. But we had a good time. And he's like, why the fuck are you telling me this? I said, well, you know what they say, Dean? If you can't achieve your dreams, well, the least you can do is achieve your wet ones. But if anything, I think I'm doing a service. You know, there's a energy crisis at the moment. She's probably cold. If anything, I think you owe me money. He's not talking to me anymore. I was walking around Albert Road the other night, which I do not recommend. And I needed the toilet. So I went to the toilet, and there was no toilet paper, people. I was like, oh no, the toilet paper gods, they betrayed me. What do I do? I was like, I can't shit on the floor. People think I'm going to live here or something. So I did the only thing a man can do. I went to the co-op. This is a fucking true story. I went to the co-op and I bought a family pack of, sort of Andrex, the puppy on it, because I felt sorry for the puppy. So I bought that. And I took it to the public toilet and, I did my thing. You don't want to hear about that beloved shit. And I just left the toilet paper there. Because I'm like, they're having, these homeless people wipe their asses on, sandpaper. So I'm leaving this here for these guys. Because not every hero wears capes. Except by toilet paper. And then I got home and I needed a toilet again. I didn't have any toilet paper. I didn't have any toilet paper. So I did the only thing a man could do when he was at home and he needs a toilet. I just took a shit on the floor. And it was at that moment, right, that I think I realised I had irritable bowel syndrome. I don't know about you, but IBS scares the shit out of me. So we had Halloween the other day, and not the other day, about a month ago. And that's my favourite day of the year, right? But one thing I don't like about Halloween is this blatant racism that goes on. Yeah, one of these white comedians, right? Yeah, I'm talking about Transylvania. Because every time people go on about Transylvania, they go on all about, oh yeah, that's where the vampires live. That pisses me off. Because I lived in Transylvania for 500 years, right? And not once did I see a single vampire. I got bit by this kinky chick wearing a corset, but no vampires. And another thing, werewolves, that's another thing. Yeah, werewolves, ooh. That's what they do. But another thing about werewolves, right, they say if you've got brown hair on your hands, you might be a werewolf. And I was out with my mates the other night, I know. And they was backing away from me, And I was like, what's going on? Yeah, and then I noticed I had brown on my hands. They were all scared. They were all just keeping away from me, I was like, no, this isn't hair. I'm not a werewolf. I was just in the toilet earlier today. He said, what the fuck? I was like, yeah, didn't you hear my shit joke from earlier? He's like, which one? I was like, oh, you prick! I did my first day in Hove once, and it was rough, And I noticed all the comedians write the sets on their hands so they didn't forget. And nobody told me that. And I wrote my set on my inner thigh. And so every time I forgot, I was down here trying to remember what my set was. And I realised noshing myself off, you know, which wasn't good. And then somebody got offended by one of my jokes. And they were like, "You suck dick, Liam. You're not funny." And I was like, "That's not nice, is it?" I like to think, I don't know, probably 2/3 of the people I know have probably sucked a good dick. I find that quite offensive, actually. And then I realised, wait, they're not talking about my sexual orientation at all. They're talking about that moment I forgot my set and I was down here and I was noshing myself off. Anyway, I'll end off by going on about, I did a comedy course once, because I don't know how to do this. I don't know what I'm doing. And I did a comedy course by Nick Coppin in Brighton. And to start off with, we have to do like an exercise where people keep, you know, whipping questions at you, you know, like existential ones, like where do you want to go with your life and stuff like that. And I don't know what I'm doing in my life, so I hate those ones. But and somebody, I just ended up going, well, I'm a bit of a twat, you know, I'm a bit of a twat. And somebody was like, well, what's the twattiest thing you've ever done? And that stumped me, you know, because I'm like 29 years, I've done a lot of twatty things. And then it hit me, and I was like, oh, I know. I went to an old lady's bed once, and Nick Coppin stared at me for like a good minute. He was like, do you want to elaborate on that, Liam? And I stood there, and I was like, no, not really. And my nan, she phoned me up that evening. She's like, hey, Liam, how's the comedy course going? And I'm like, no, it's going all right, but everybody's taking the piss out of me. She's like, why? You know, she's very supportive, my nan. And I was like, well, to be honest now, I told everybody I went to an old lady's bed. And no word of a lie, my nan goes, better not be my bed, Liam. I'm allowed to wank on my bed. I'm like, whoa, Nan, that's bloody weird. Why are you telling me that? That's a weird thing to tell your grandson, you know? You're weird. Actually, this is why I'm weird. I blame this on you. Because here I am, in a room full of strangers, telling them I wanked in an old lady's bed. But that, for me, I think, is not a normal thing to do. And I hope you agree with me.
An old man.
Yeah. And a funny thing is, the second day we had to edit jokes, and I stayed over that night. So I thought it'd be funny if my first joke was, "Oh, I stayed over tonight, and bed was nice. Oh, I didn't wank in it. That's what you're thinking." And the thing about editing jokes is I have to keep going over the punchline. And for some reason, I can get out of my head, it's this guy in the Ruby pub enjoying his roast dinner, having a lovely time. But every 5 seconds, all he can hear is me shouting in the background, "Oh, I didn't wank in it! That's what you're thinking." Anyway, I've been Liam. You guys have been great.
Cheers, Liam. All I can say after hearing that is, you know how you asked me to stay over at yours? I don't think I'll be doing that. Yeah, I think those sheets might be a bit sticky or something like that.
Someone had to say.
He doesn't do it in his own bed. He's not a freak.
Well, I don't know, you know. That castle I made out of comic books, I can't imagine too much space
Why
in
do you
there.
think I stuck them together?
I don't want to hear that.
I don't want to see it.
Think about it.